You're listening to Edge Radio TV. The views and opinions expressed in this program are that of the hosts or guests, and not the Edge Radio Network or its advertisers or affiliates.
Welcome, 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 my Edgy Entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us today. You're watching the Edgy Entrepreneur Show on Edge Radio TV. My name is Jen Coleman-Ayers. I'm your host, and today I have a special guest. This is Melanie. I'm going to have you say it.
Michael Chuck.
Michael Chuck. It looks so much more complicated, and I try to twist it up and put some French in there, and yeah, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna butcher it, so you just say this.
That's great. Thank you.
Melanie is she's my forest detox girl, so she's my go-to guide when I just need to get out there and unwind. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm like, you are on a mission, really. You've had this amazing transformation. I don't want to get into all of it. I don't want to give it all away, but I just think that you're an amazing woman. You've done some amazing things, not only in our community, but across the world, honestly.
Thank you. I've done a little bit of traveling.
Just a little bit. So tell us about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm from Canada, and we moved here about 16, 17 years ago now.
I'm claiming her as a Texan, y'all. So she's in Conroe.
I'm in Conroe. Yes, I am. Montgomery County. I love it. It's a fabulous place to live. And yeah, I love hiking and camping and backpacking, and my passion for that has taken me to Kilimanjaro. I did Kilimanjaro in 2019, and I went on a business trip with my husband, and we went to New Zealand, and I was able to do Mount Taranaki on the North Island there, so that was a lot of fun. And both of those journeys were solo hikes or solo climbs.
And there's a story there, because like they didn't necessarily start out as a solo.
That wasn't the intention.
You know, the universe has a way of giving you those challenges and those obstacles to kind of help you, to nudge you along, if you will.
Yes. And so I think there's a lot of women out there who want to get out there and who want to hike and who want to see, the different natural things in the world. And so it's sort of like hiking alone, but together. And so getting groups of ladies together to get out there and get hiking and walking and enjoying nature and the outdoors.
And I will say that the beautiful thing about some of the hikes that I've been on with you is it's women from all over our area.
Sure.
So it's kind of cool to walk and enjoy Mother Nature while enjoying 10 different conversations along the way.
Right.
So it was like I literally got to meet 10 different women and hear 10 different stories about what brought them to that trail that day. And that was really powerful in and of itself, the connection that was made.
Absolutely. Everybody has their own journey, right? And so, yes, as you're on the hiking trail and you spread out on the hiking trail, because not everyone's all bunched together, you're all spread out. And then if you're if you're kind of a trail hopper, you can, have
No,
a conversation
I'm
here.
a trail flutterer.
Flutterer. There you go. You flutter.
I like to flutter.
From conversation to conversation, which is perfect. Right? You have this conversation for a while, and then you go on to the next one, and then you can pick your different speeds of how quickly you want to move on the trail.
Very true.
Yeah, because different people have different fitness levels as well.
Yes.
So you have your fast pack in the front, and then you have your middle, and then you have your back of the pack people, and everyone has fun.
So you've got your back of the pack people, but then you also have your wolf in the back, like mama bear, like making sure everybody's
along.
And that's what I really love about you. Of like, and on this journey is I don't have to think about where I've said this. Like I don't have to think about where I'm going, because it really is kind of my destination when I get out in Mother Nature, to get lost and get absorbed. So I love that you have a plan.
Right.
And snacks.
Snacks. Yes. A plan and snacks and water. Those things are important. But yes, have a plan of where you're going. You don't want to hike alone, different safety things.
Yes.
Right? But Some people do get lost in the forest.
This is why you have amazing people that the universe puts into your world that nurture you along in making you a more efficient hiker.
Just don't get lost in the woods.
Right? Yeah. That's what the dog's for. Yes. So tell us a little bit about kind of your transformation. You've hiked these amazing mountains, but you didn't start out like, woohoo, by the way, you're a boy mom, so I love that. Like, woohoo, I'm a boy mom, and I'm going to go do this. So kind of what does some of that journey look like for you?
Sure. So I've always been a yo-yo dieter, right?
Yes.
Talking about transformation, because I've lost 75 pounds now.
Okay.
And so 3 years ago.
That's like a little human. Let's just ponder on that. Like 75 pounds. I love to put that in the perspective of my bag of dog food that I carry in is 40 pounds.
Gotcha. So
two of those. Like imagine just holding those and like doing some squats and like doing some hiking. That's a lot. I mean, that's limiting when you look at it in that perspective.
It really is. And I've met people on the hiking trail who are carrying that extra weight with them.
Right.
And it's just such a harder hike when you are carrying that extra weight. Like you said, grab a bag of dog food and start walking down the hiking trail for 10 miles. It's hard work.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard. So I've through my journey, Kilimanjaro was my first why. Why do I want to lose weight? Why do I want to get in shape?
Okay. So that was your destination.
That was my destination.
That was your goal.
Yes.
Was you want to get to Kilimanjaro.
I want to get to Kilimanjaro, and that was my why.
Okay.
And so over the course of a year, I worked towards that weight loss and that fitness and those hiking distances to be able to get me to that mountain.
Nice.
So the mountain was really a metaphor.
It was really a mountain, but it was really a metaphor.
Yes, it was both. And so you work towards that goal. And that's what gets you up in the morning. And if you do a little bit one day, then a little bit more the next day, and a little bit more the next day, then you can eventually reach your mountain.
And so why Kilimanjaro? Like, that's a big, audacious mountain to like start out with.
Right. Yeah, that was my first one, right?
Let's go big or go home. Okay.
Yeah. So Kilimanjaro over the last 30 years has kind of come into my perspective and out of my perspective.
Okay.
Right. And, I first saw a television program. It was on some public television thing. And it was a documentary about Kilimanjaro. And it was a middle-aged woman going up the mountain saying anybody can do this.
Right.
And that kind of stuck in my head. And so, I wanted to go, but then things got in my way. And then I wanted to go again, but then, it just didn't happen.
Kind of like life, right?
Kind of like life, yeah.
Yes.
And eventually I took a self-development course. It's called Landmark Worldwide.
Okay.
It's a self-development program. And
so you
through that
found this
program,
course in your process of your transformation?
That was the beginning of my transformation.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
how did that enter your world? Even the self-improvement aspect.
Right.
Like that's a little light switch and a spark in an
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So Landmark came into my life through my husband.
Okay.
He introduced me to Landmark Worldwide, and they have weekend self-development courses.
Okay.
So like from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or midnight sometimes. You're in class Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
It sounds like a full immersion, like
It's a
Tony
full
Robbins kind of
exactly
pump yourself.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly
So
like
it's
that. But
so it's an
local.
event.
It's
You're
local.
full immersion. You're in there.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like, okay, I really want something. I want something better. I want something different
Yeah.
with my life.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And then as you go through the process, different things come out.
Right.
And so
We
one
will
of those
actually
things was
talk about
Kilimanjaro.
this. Oh, so we'll
What?
talk about Kilimanjaro and how this full immersion weekend
Mhm.
with your husband kind of led you to rip the veil back and be like, okay, here's a mountain, here's an audacious goal, and I'm going to go for it.
Right.
So we will talk about that on our way back. After this short break, guys, you're watching Jen Coleman-Ayers on the Edgy Entrepreneur Show with my guest, Melanie Michaelchek.
Close.
Yes, okay, close.
Yeah.
I'll get it next time when we come back. We'll see you on the flip side. Welcome back, my Edgy Entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Edgy Entrepreneur Show. I'm Jen Coleman-Ayers, your host, and we are here with Melanie Michalchuk today.
Ooh,
This is the hiking chick, my forest detox queen, if you will. We were talking before we went to commercial about your mountain. Kilimanjaro was physically and literally the mountain that you were climbing, but there were a lot of things that you had to do and a lot of phases that you kind of had to get to and through to get there. So take us a little bit on that journey. It started with a full immersion weekend, and then that kind of sparked the transformational process, and then you needed a project and go from there.
Okay. So, the project was to get to Kilimanjaro.
Okay.
And then, but I wanted to make it a community project as well.
Okay.
And so to do that, I wanted it to be a women's empowerment hiking journey.
And you're so good at that, bringing different women together. Yes.
Yeah. And so I had a few people on board, right, who wanted to go, and they even put down their deposits. And, we started this journey, and they were all around the world. And
that's so cool.
It was awesome. And everybody was working towards the goal. You have to save money, right?
Right.
There's a financial commitment to get there.
Okay. So we're talking the first steps and the little goals, right?
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So financial, you have to figure out how are you going to pay for it. Okay. And then also the emotional and of support of family and friends. As a mom, you have to have people available to take care of your children while you're away, depending on their age, right?
Correct.
And then, of course, there's the actual taking the time and going and putting yourself first. And I think that's a big deal, is that self-care part.
Yes.
You got to do the stuff to be able to get yourself there.
Man, I love how you just really made it all about self-care.
It is.
It really is, because taking the time in that journey to go out and train.
Right.
And to learn and to research.
Yes.
There was a lot that went into this.
A ton. Yeah.
Yeah. How beautiful. So what would you say in the beginning, you've got your why, which is this is your project and this is the project that you pick. And then I would like to say that your why squared is you want to make it a community project and you want to bring other women along with you.
Yes.
So here they are, you're bringing them along with you. You've figured out the financial goals and the financial aspects. I mean, what other mentally gets you out of bed? Because you've got to practice. You've got to put shoes and hiking boots on and pack.
Right.
So, I mean, what gets you out of bed every day as you're working incrementally towards this mountain?
It's the accountability.
Ooh, because you're bringing people along with you.
Because you're bringing people along with you.
I got goosebumps on that one. There is so much power in community. You're so right. Yes. So did you have a Facebook group accountability, or you just knew okay, here we go. You're the leader. So
we were mostly on Messenger. So we had a Messenger group, and we were able to talk to the guide in Africa. His name is Ellie.
And this is somebody that you had to seek out?
Yes.
So this is part of your learning process?
Yeah.
Okay.
Friend of a friend, found a local guide.
Okay.
Who was very reasonable in his pricing compared to other, let's say, tours that are offered in North America for Africa.
Okay.
We cut out
the universe is just fitting little pieces into place together for you.
Yeah. And so we had our Messenger group, and we were chatting back and forth. Everyone had great questions. We talked about training, what to bring, packing gear. You had to have some equipment. I had to buy a hiking pole. I had to get hiking boots. I didn't even have hiking boots. I had an old pair of hiking boots, but they went in the trash a while ago.
Technology too. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm amazed at going out on the trail with you is technology in the gear that is out there even. So this isn't your dad's let's go Coleman stove hiking kind of gear anymore.
Right. Yeah, so there is a lot of gear
involved.
A lot
of research.
A lot of research. Tech fabrics really help a lot.
Okay.
For moisture wicking and all of that. you know. But when you're actually at Kilimanjaro, they carry the gear for you, which is, you know,
man,
awesome.
You just made that trip that we're talking about that much more enduring for me.
Yeah, yeah, because you don't have to carry everything up; they carry everything for you. So when you're at Kilimanjaro, you get a guide, you get an assistant guide, you get 3 porters to carry stuff up, and then there's also a chef who cooks everything, and then a waiter, that's the person who brings you your food to your tent.
I would just live there.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you? I'm like, I would just live there.
It's pretty cool.
Shoot. Yeah. I mean, all I need is Wi-Fi. I can do this from anywhere.
Yes. And cell service on the mountain is pretty good sometimes.
Oh, okay. I guess when the clouds are clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll know. You just kind of look up and you're like, okay, today is going to be a good day to broadcast.
Exactly. So, yes, you can broadcast from the mountain.
That's awesome.
Yes. And so, yeah, they carry all your stuff up there. All that you have to carry during the day is a day pack with your water and your lunch, and maybe some rain gear if it's going to rain that day.
Okay.
But other than that, that's it.
How cool.
Yeah.
So what does the training process? So here you are, you've got this group of women that are committed with you. What have y'all set out, would you say, are the guidelines to get you to this mountain? As far as hiking,
so
training.
Really any kind of physical activity, to help you be in shape. So if you like to cycle, get out there and cycle. If you like to do yoga, do yoga. If you like to hike, get out there and hike. If you like to run, get out there and run. But any kind of physical activity,
just find something that you have fun doing
and do it regularly.
Yes.
Right? And I always recommend strength training as well, because you want, you know, good upper body strength, good core, good legs. And then really I encourage people to do stairs, like some sort of stair work or hill work. Okay. Because it's a lot of up. It's a mountain. Right?
It is a mountain.
It's a mountain.
I'm like, it's supposed to be steep and hard and difficult and challenging.
Yeah.
It's a lot of up.
It's a lot of up.
So, man, yes, I'm excited because you've talked about doing this again. So it's on my radar now, y'all.
Yes. Yeah. So July 2022.
Okay.
Is the plan.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Kilimanjaro.
All right. Who's in?
Plan it.
We'll keep you posted on that one.
Yeah.
How cool. So was it your destination when you set out, not to climb the mountain, yes, to lose 75 pounds? Was that like, did you have a number in mind and you were like, here it is? So what kind of did that look like as you started releasing these pounds that you kind of hung on to?
It was just a natural thing. Once I started doing the self-care and getting out there, doing regular walks, regular strength training, eating healthy.
Now, what does regular look like for you?
3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
For 2 hours in the gym, I got to kill myself, or
no. So I'm a personal, well, not a personal trainer. I'm a circuit coach at Curves.
Okay. Yes.
And it's a 30-minute.
I call her a transformational coach, y'all, because
awesome.
She
like
is.
That. Yeah.
All. You just encompass all of it because you encourage and
I do,
and teach.
Yes. And so 30 minutes on the circuit, and you can do a 30-minute workout routine anywhere with weights, some sort of resistance training to help build strength.
Okay.
Yeah. So 30 minutes, 3 times a week. And then get out there and do
and get a buddy,
or
because
walking,
accountability is key.
Yeah,
on that.
Have a buddy. Yeah,
have a buddy to do it with, for sure. So I know growing up, my mom and I would get up before school and walk. That was early, y'all, but committed.
Nice.
I was out there at 6 o'clock, 6:30 with my mom, getting 3 miles in before school started.
That's awesome.
In middle school, yes.
But
it's that time.
That's a great role model.
My mom is a huge role model and shows up more in that way the older I get and the older that my daughters get. I realize what an impact people like that have, that bring you along on their journey. And that's really, that's what I love about you and your transformation and your journey is it's not just you. I mean, you could be like, hey, I want to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro and I'm done. But no, like, you're going to bring everybody along with you on this journey.
Absolutely.
And you want transformation for people.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break. And
Okay.
then after these short commercials, we will be right back. We're watching Melanie Michael Chuck on the Edgy Entrepreneur Show. I'm Jen Colmenares. We'll see you on the flip side.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing findhealthbenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Edge Radio TV is holding auditions for new show hosts. Are you a subject matter expert, professional, influencer, book author, thought leader, or business owner with an educational or motivational platform? Then we want to meet you. Send a link of some of your work to edgeradio20@gmail.com and be sure to put audition in the subject line. Join the Edge Radio TV family. Edge TV, because truth still matters.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up?
Welcome back, my edgy entrepreneurs. You're watching the Edgy Entrepreneur Show on Edge Radio TV. Today we are talking to my forest detox queen, Melanie Michael Chuck again. I can't even.
You're doing great.
I can't even.
It's okay. Michael Chuck.
Michael Chuck. We were talking about accountability and bringing your tribe along with you on your transformation. and kind of what that looks like. You know, here you are, you've set out to climb this mountain. You're bringing people along with you.
Mhm.
We talked kind of off air about what that journey in and of itself looks like. And then now you're coordinating people, so you've got to get them all on the same page. How are you doing that? My transformation queen.
So you're connecting through social media,
Okay,
right? Because
yes.
we're located in different areas.
Yes.
At the time, a friend of mine, she was in Abu Dhabi. She was teaching over there.
Very cool.
And then she had 2 of her friends who were coming along as well. They all wanted to go do it. So that was the group that we had. I had a couple of local people, but they weren't actually committed. They were just kind of stalking the Facebook page or whatever.
Right. They're
right?
like me. I'm still dipping my toe
Dipping
in.
your toe in,
Dipping my toe
thinking
in.
about it, yeah,
Yes.
but not actually committing. And then about 2 months before it was time to go, and it was time to buy plane tickets.
This is where it gets good, because
Yeah.
you did hear in the beginning that she climbed this solo. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just a
This is-
reminder. Yeah, I did do it solo. And so about 60 days before it was time to go, you know, everybody backs out. And it was like,
So
oh.
this is your support system. Like, this
Yeah.
is your team.
This is
and
my
your,
why.
This is your why. This is your Y squared.
My Y squared.
This is
Yeah.
your Y squared.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still had my Y,
Yes.
but lost the Y squared.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, kind of, but yeah, you have found a new one.
Yeah. And so the decision was, do I stop because other people aren't coming,
Right.
or is it still meaningful enough to me to go do it?
Yes. Yeah. So what does that kind of look like? I mean, it's hard. You know, it's going
Yeah.
to be difficult. You're going to another world, essentially.
Mhm. And I didn't think of that at the time, but once I got there,
You're
it's
so
like,
brave.
oh,
Like,
here I am.
No, I'm like, okay.
Right. And so I decided to go ahead with it, on my own. It's like, okay. Said it's not.
You got
I don't
this.
know.
Like,
I
you're
got
this
it. I can
far,
do
you're
it. I'm
committed.
this far,
you can
I'm
do-
committed.
So at this
I
point,
got
how
it.
far are you hiking, and how often are you hiking?
I was hiking probably 2 or 3 days a week. Short hikes, just neighborhood hikes, places that are close to home. I
Okay.
did a few hikes out on the Lone Star Hiking Trail, which is, kind of
Yes.
my home base.
Man, if y'all haven't been out there, it is beautiful, and it's really a
Mhm.
treasure that we have that's just north of us
Exactly.
in Montgomery.
Yeah, and
between
it's
here and
96 miles long. It runs from Richards, Texas, all the way to Cleveland, goes across Huntsville State, up on top of Huntsville State Park, across 45 and down. And each section of it is really beautiful.
They're also different.
They are
to
all
be
different.
in the forest, but still have such diversity and like different ecosystems and
Yes.
different cultures and
Oh, yeah.
communities.
Yeah, it's really a great trail. It's very pretty. And you can do as big of a distance as you want to.
Right.
The only issue is that it doesn't have a lot of elevation. So if you're training for... if you're training for something like a mountain, you have to find some elevation. And so that was
So
the challenge.
you mentioned elevation, but you also have to train for the elevation factor because you're going above sea level, which you're not used to either.
Yeah, we're pretty low here.
Yeah, I'm like, we're swampland in Houston. We were literally
Exactly.
built at the bottom, like below sea level, y'all.
Yeah, so elevation sickness really you can't train.
Can't prepare for
You
it.
can't prepare for it. It's
Okay.
either something that happens or doesn't happen.
Okay.
And it has nothing to do with your fitness level. Because
Ah.
someone who is very fit may succumb to elevation sickness.
Okay.
Right? And all you can do is be as in the best physical condition you can be,
Mm-hmm.
and then go do it.
And then suck it up, Buttercup.
Sometimes just suck it up. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And then other times, if your oxygen levels are too low, then they may have you hold back for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Maybe be the back of the pack.
Gotcha.
You may have to spend an extra day acclimating to a
Darn
certain
it, with a
elevation.
butler and a
With a
private
butler
chef.
and
And yeah, I mean, that just sounds so rough.
Yeah.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, so you're well taken care of.
Yes.
Well taken care of. Nobody wants to lose anybody
No.
on the mountain.
No.
Yeah.
No, I do not.
Everybody comes home.
I don't want to be that one.
Yes.
So training here, you're still getting out of bed. You're still pushing towards your why because
Yes.
this is your mountain. Now you're solo. And you get there. Let's just kind of skip forward. Like you've trained, you've packed, you've done all of this.
Yeah.
Hubby drops you off at
Hubby's
here
yes.
in studio. It's so cute when I get to see my guest's other half.
Yes.
So hubby drops you off at the airport. Is like, mwah, bye.
Well,
peace
let's
out.
talk about the drive to the airport.
Oh, okay. Let's back up to
Okay,
there.
we can talk about that. So yeah, driving to the airport. And so part of Landmark, I have to give credit to Landmark, right? Because
this is your full immersion.
the full
let's
immersion
jump and go
thing, yeah, really helped open up communication, right? So instead of holding things in,
You're saying within your family, open up. Okay, personal
Absolutely.
lines of communication, relationships.
Yeah. So driving to the
I love
airport,
that.
I'm having these feelings of anxiety and what am I doing? What was I thinking? Why am I? Yeah. Like I'm doing this by myself.
Well,
am I
feel
crazy?
You're like standing on the edge of the cliff.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm fixing to jump out of the plane.
Ugh. Yeah. Exactly.
But kind of cool to have that conversation with somebody that you love and trust.
Exactly. So as we're driving down the road, I started saying these feelings, and just getting those feelings out really helps. Absolutely. Instead of holding them in, right?
Because then you realize it's not just you. Like everybody thinks these thoughts.
They do.
Yes.
You do. Yeah. That self-doubt that comes in, right?
Yes.
And so driving to the airport, talking about feelings of self-doubt and anxiety and all of that. And then Dan, he says, you got this. You got it all figured out. You can do it. Kicks me out at the airport. See you later.
You got this. Now go figure it out.
No, you got it. Yeah.
Now, okay, so here you are. You get there. What is something that you just didn't prepare for?
Losing my luggage.
Oh, wow. Like right out of the gate. Man, I was thinking like here you are, day 3, you're up there and something happens. But no, we'll just go with that. We're like right out of the gate.
Yeah. So you
arrive. This is so beautiful that you had so many obstacles.
Isn't that great?
But you still persevered. Yes. You hiked on.
Yes. So, all right, so I arrived at Kilimanjaro Airport, but my backpack and my hiking boots did not.
Oh, just everything you needed to go up the mountain.
Kind of the two main things. Like, what don't you leave home without? Well, your backpack and your hiking boots. And so I arrived without those, and I was set to be at the gate, Kilimanjaro gate, at 8 o'clock the next morning. I arrived at noon, 8 o'clock the next morning. We're supposed to go. Okay, we got less than 24 hours to figure this out.
Right.
And so my guide, Ellie, was amazing. He was there at the airport, and he said, let me communicate with them, and we'll get this figured out.
And at this point, you're just like, okay, God, universe, source, like, it's up to you. I'm here. I've made it this far.
Right.
It's in your hands.
Right. And so we persevered. Ellie did great work. He communicated. So what happened is when you transfer airplanes from Kenya, Nairobi, to get to Kilimanjaro, they switch to a smaller airplane.
Right. And it doesn't always all make it on, y'all.
It doesn't all make it on.
Got to downsize.
So it was just sitting there. So, it was sitting at Nairobi Airport, and they were able to get it to me on time. I had about 5 minutes with my suitcase because I left the hotel, and then we met the airport staff at this one kind of bus station area, and we kind of met at this junction, and I had 5 minutes with my suitcase. I was able to grab some stuff out, shove stuff in it, and then my suitcase went to the hotel and stayed at the hotel while I went up to the mountain.
And we are going to pick that up on the way back, because 5 minutes to actually put into place something that you had trained for a year.
Yeah.
So you guys, we'll be right back after this short commercial. You're watching the Edgy Entrepreneur on Edge Radio TV.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Hey y'all, I'm Robin B.
And I'm Dr. Kiva.
And we just want to know
how you living?
Join us every Monday
At noon Central Standard Time.
here on Edge Radio TV. Take care.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
Hello, hello, my edgy entrepreneurs. Welcome back. You are watching the Edgy Entrepreneur Show. I'm your host, Jen Colmenares. Today, my special guest is Melanie Michalchuk, and we nailed it.
Did it.
We are talking about just her transformation and her climb to Kilimanjaro. And just her transformational journey and the process that it really was. So not only has she trained and done this and is there, luggage gets lost.
Yes.
You now are reunited with your luggage, like
Yay.
long lost luggage. You have 5 minutes
Yes.
to get everything out of it that you need to go spend 6 days on this mountain alone with people that you don't know.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so let's just
That's
start
it.
there.
Yep.
You're not scared at all.
No, I wasn't.
You're like, yes, let's do this. It's an adventure.
It was an adventure. Absolutely.
Yes.
Loved every second of it. Didn't love losing my luggage. You don't
It makes for a great story.
It
so
does.
it's even
It
better
does.
now on
Yeah.
the back end.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If everything went smoothly, it wouldn't be a good story.
Nope.
It's those ups and downs that make it really interesting, isn't it?
Much to be said. Same as life.
Yeah, same as
It
life.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
So there's in life, there's lots of different roadblocks that show up that stop us from doing things.
And you've had several along this journey,
Right.
like transformation. So weight loss, how do you get there? Where do you even start? How do you book an out of the country adventure? How do you pull people together? How do you get there? How do you now lose your luggage and have 5 minutes to make it up the mountain? Like there's a lot of places that everybody probably would have been like, oh, you're totally good. Yeah, I understand. I would have quit too. But you didn't.
Right. Yeah, you just persevere. Perseveres, just one step in front of the other.
Now what's your Y squared as you're going up the mountain every day? Like now you're waking up, you're there.
Right. So even though it started off as a women's empowerment trip, so for other women to come up the mountain with me, even though they weren't physically with me, there were so many people who had my back and who were cheering me on. And I was just thinking of those people throughout the entire journey.
Right.
So I had a big support network. And I think starting the project, I didn't realize how many family and friends I had supporting me. But then
so you really found a sense of community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that's it's powerful to know that you have that many people that you're affecting, whether it's whatever range it might be.
Right. And that's, it goes back to your family and your kids as well.
Mm-hmm.
Being a good role model.
Yes.
Like, what would it say if I quit now, how is that going to resonate with the rest of the world?
Yes.
And so I just chose to keep going. Just keep going.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's who you are. Like, just head down. I don't know if it's a boy mom character or if it's just you. I think it's just you. So we kind of teased a little bit about you planning another one of these adventures in July.
July 2022.
Okay.
Not this July, next July. So we got some time.
Okay. I can, yes. What does that look like? Kind of what is your mission and what's your why on this next adventure?
The why is to bring some people on the journey.
Okay.
Yeah, and work through, the roadblocks that show up in people's lives, whatever it is, whether it be financial, emotional, time.
I love that you said financial even, because it really is a roadblock. Like that, financial is a story that we're stuck in. And when it's a limiting belief. I mean, just like I'm not physically strong enough, I'm not blah, 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 blah. Yes, I love that you mentioned that as well.
Yeah, so it's just, well, what do you have to do? Do you have to make a little part-time job? What do you need to do to help make this happen? And just helping people work through whatever they need to work through.
And I think that's just true in general with any goal that you want to reach. So it's, in this case, it's a mountain and an amazing adventure with a group of amazing women. So how are you going to get there? What action steps are you going to take? Whether it's financial actions, like you said, are you going to get a part-time job, or you're not going to get your nails done? Are you going to forego that cup of Starbucks? I mean, there's little things that you've got to put into place and that you've actually got to take action on.
Right.
For that big goal and reward to even come to fruition.
Absolutely. And then there's the physical aspects.
Right.
You have to put on your shoes and get out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you got to get out of bed some days, like a few minutes early. That is, yes. For me, that is, I got to do it first.
Right.
I've got to put myself first. And then we go back to self-care. Like you said in the beginning, it really does come back to putting yourself first in all of those aspects.
Yep. And then, so you got your physical, you got your financial, and then you got your emotional, right? Your self-doubts, can I do this? Can I not do this? Why am I doing this?
Yes.
All that talk that goes on in our heads.
For sure.
And just working through that.
For sure. Yeah. What are some of the things that you said to yourself that you really had to consciously change that thought process the first time you headed up the mountain?
Right. So I think the best way to talk about this is Summit Day.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So Summit Day it's physically demanding, right? Because you're going up in the dark. It's midnight.
Okay, this just gets more and more exciting.
Right? And you have your headlamp on, and all you're doing is following your guide's footsteps. So he's leading, and so it's just one foot. He puts his foot there, and then it moves, and then you put your foot there. And you're just following up the mountain. And so it gives you a lot of time to think, like 6 hours to think.
Because you're not doing it, you're just following.
You're just following.
And you can't see anything.
It's windy. You can't hear much. So you're really just in your own thoughts. And you have to think a lot of happy thoughts, because one of the things that stops people getting to the summit is negative thoughts. So if you start dwelling on those negative thoughts, in combination with the high altitude, because you're at 19,000 feet, and it's physically exerting, right, and you're at the end, like you've done this for 5 days? 5 days now. Yeah. And so you're up there, and if you start dwelling on negative things in your life, it kind of snowballs, and it just stops you. Like,
You start thinking, my
emotions.
toes hurt, my feet hurt, and then that just kind of
Or
grows.
my friend is a so-and-so, or why did she say this? Or
You're on a mountain. Why would you be thinking about your friend?
Right?
I'm thinking about my toes.
right? You think about, well, you have 6 hours to think about your toes. So you kind of start thinking
I'm
about
not thinking
other
about my
things.
toes. Otherwise
Right?
they'll be there. Yes.
So you just start thinking of,
Interesting.
all the wrongs in your life, or how you've been treated.
Clarity.
Or,
You come to a lot of clarity
You
in that
do.
6 hours, I would think.
yeah. And so the best advice is to just keep on thinking happy thoughts
Okay.
and just moving that one foot in front of the other.
So what are some happy thoughts on Summit Day that keep you moving forward?
I thought about all the
dream?
support of family and
Okay.
friends. And so I said to myself, I'm going to be here for a long time. It's easy to think of, okay, all the group of the family and friends, okay, they all support me. Woohoo, that's nice. But then I thought, okay, let's start thinking about one person at a time. And so I started thinking one person.
Oh,
and then
that
another
just made
person.
that just made
And
my
then
heart
another.
grow.
Yeah.
And just what they meant to you, and
Exactly.
To be able,
Yeah.
Okay. On that note,
Mm-hmm.
where can people find you, and how can they get in touch with you? You guys need some forest detox from
forest is
this queen,
awesome.
and you also you've got a lot coming up. So you've got some self-defense coming up.
This
got a
Saturday.
self-defense with
Mhm.
Tisha at Way Family Dojo.
Yes. Yay. She's great.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I will be there.
Are you going to be
yes,
there?
I will be
That's
there.
awesome.
I will be
Yay.
there. So yeah, you've got that, and then you also have something else coming up. Oh, before that,
Before that, there's a hike at Jones Forest.
Okay.
Up over on 1488.
Okay.
And yeah, that's at 9:00 in the morning. So we'll do a short hike there, maybe 3 miles. And then we'll head over to the Way and do the self-defense class. It's for women only, self-defense class at 11 a.m. And then the next weekend, I have a bigger hike out at Four Notch Loop, which is about a 10-mile hike. And it's pretty aggressive because it has these ravines that you have to go through.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, and wear good shoes. Like
I'm gonna wear my 10-mile shoes, not my 3-mile
wear your
shoes.
10-mile
not my
shoes.
3-mile shoes.
You're gonna need them.
This was amazing.
Yeah,
I am excited I'm excited for this adventure. Like, I'm on. Like, there's a reason that you came into my world.
Yay.
And it's been fun ever since. And I appreciate your friendship. I truly do. And admire what you're doing for women and transformation, and that you're leading the way on that by being a doer. Really.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for watching the Edgy Entrepreneur Show on Edge Radio TV. I'm your host, Jen Coleman-Ayers, and this is Melanie Michalchuk. And you guys, until next time, go out and be the change that this world needs.